Sir, good evening, sir. How are you, sir? Sir, good evening. Inko 5 minutes. Venkana? Later. Ida, Rama, na any? నా తెలుసు కానీ అటు సార్ బనాయిస్తుంది నాకేం పర్లే సార్ బనాయిస్తుంది రమ ఉన్నా రమణ ఒకటే కదా రమ వెంకన్న ఒక రండి
Sir, good evening, sir. ISN Raj, sir.
మనమాట మనకి వస్తుంది
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ చైర్మన్ గారు వెంకట సుబ్బయ్య గారు.
Good evening, sir. ISN Raj, sir.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
అందరికి సాయంకాలం నమస్కారం సార్.
Good evening, Shirin Murray garu.
సో వెంకటేశ్వర గారి ఫంక్షన్ ఇంత చిన్నది చేయడం మాకు కూడా బాధ ఉంది. మళ్ళీ ఫిజికల్ గా పెద్ద ఎత్తున సన్మానం చేసి వారికి ఘనంగా ఒక ఏటపోతో గొర్రెపోతో కృషి చేశామని మేము తీర్మానిస్తాం. పాడి పేరుకు
అది చెయ్యాలా లేకపోతే ప్లేన్ బ్రెడ్? ప్లేన్ బ్రెడ్ హైట్ కట్ చేయాలా?
మదన జాయిన్ మసూద్ సాబ్ నమస్తే నమస్తే
నమస్తే నమస్తే బాగుండ్రా
నమస్తే
నమస్తే నమస్తే
నమస్తే
ఇక్కడ అమెరికానా? అంతే అమెరికానే.
మసూద్ అమెరికా
Brahmareddy, sir.
హాయ్
నమస్తే, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
నమస్తే బ్రహ్మ స్మార్ట్ అయిపోయింది కదా. వింటర్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది కదా.
ఎక్కడ
ఒక సెంటర్
Chapter. Start చేద్దామా?
Yes.
Start చేద్దామా?
Yes.
ఇక్కడ 10 members. Start చేద్దాం సార్.
అందరూ మీట్ పెట్టుకుని
Sir, good evening, one and all, sir. We are going to have the third endowment lecture of Dr. John K. Murray garu. Water resources for the lecture would be basically on the water resources of Telangana, needed prioritization for higher returns. I invite the chairman of today's event, the chairman of the Institute of Engineers, Dr. G. Venkat Subbiah Garu, and the convener of the event, Dr. G. Rama Garu, for having made this event a reality. I also thank S. Narasimha Garu, who is going to deliver the lecture on water resources in Telangana, needed priorities of high returns. He has kindly accepted our invitation and is consented to be the keynote speaker for today's event. I also invite Professor Dr. Ramna Naik Garu, our past Honorary Joint Secretary Venkatesham Garu, our past Honorary Joint Secretary and current committee member Mohammed Mohiddin Garu, and Narmada Madam, and most of the, and also the as a recipient of the awards, Dr. Venkatesham Garu, and today is the actually there are two awards that will be presented today of Dr. John A. Murray Garvi, T. Venkatesham Garki. The other one would be for B. Venkateshulu. He is on his way, sir. And I also invite I. Sachanan Raj Garu, past chairman and council member, Brahma Reddy Garu, immediate past chairman, and Adinarayan Garu, Indra Sen Garu, Masudan Reddy Garu, Ramna Pata Garu, and Santosh Reddy Garu, Srinivas, Venkat Reddy, and also the Shireen Murray Garu is also here. We are very thankful to you for having been part of this event. Before we go into that into the event, we would like to portray the garland, garland to the soul of Murray Garu, and also offer the lighting of the lamp to Murray Garu. Please join for the event, sir. It will be telecasted online for you all.
Yes, local condition.
The program is just started. Yeah.
Yeah, within you will fully buy వస్తున్నా అందరూ వస్తున్నా సార్ जोहार जान मोदी साहब को जोहार जान मोदी साहब को जोहार ओके सर थैंक यू
Sir, Mr. Reddy.
Flowers.
Person more is up.
There is a free.
Government service now in different.
Sir, we acknowledge the presence of son-in-law of Murray Garu, John A. Murray Garu. Dr. Subodh sir is here. And we start the event, sir. I hand over the mic for the chairman of Institute of Engineers, Dr. Venkat Subbaya Garu, to preside over the event, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. D. Sitaram Garu. Respected keynote speaker, Engineer S. Yes, please. Upon his return, he was posted as assistant engineer. Step by step, he advanced professionally as executive engineer, superintending engineer, director in CWPC New Delhi, and chief engineer general in charge of minor irrigation and major projects, AP governments. He was awarded a merit certificate by Central Board of Irrigation and Power for his paper on unit hydrograph and their use for flood estimation. He published more than 25 technical papers in, in internationally known journals. He was a member of a number of organizations, including UNESCO, WMO, and ISO. So he's a great, not only engineer, but also in academics, he was there and he presented papers also. He was elected as the chairman of the Institution of Engineers, India, AP State Center. He served as chairman of the Bible Society of India, AP Auxiliary for 2 terms. He was MD of WDS, Hyderabad. He was also a member of the Syndicate Council of JNTU and Usmania University. He is also having the experience in the academic field. So there is a great post, Syndicate Council of both the universities in Hyderabad. He wrote a government publication titled Some Aspects of Design and Construction of Bakra Dam and authorized a technical book titled Modern Techniques in Dam Construction. He worked as technical member of APSCB till 1983. He was recently awarded an honorary degree of Doctor of Ministries by Evangelical Christian University, Los Angeles, USA, for his social work connected with Christian mission. Dr. John A. Murray passed away on 29th November 2009. Since you are anxiously waiting to hear the talk from our eminent speaker, Narasimha Rao Garu, I am limiting myself and hope that you will really enjoy the talk today. On behalf of the Telangana State Center of IEI and on my own behalf, I once again extend a hearty welcome to keynote speaker, Engineer S. Narasimha Rao, FIE, Chief Engineer, Retired I and CAT Department, Government of Telangana, and all of you for this important event. Thank you, one and all. Now going to the next part of the program, I request Professor Dr. Ramana Naik Garu to introduce our keynote speaker. Madam, Rama Madam, are you ready to lead the introduce our keynote speaker, Madam? Rama Madam.
You are okay, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shall I go?
Yes. Sir, it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today. And he's our CE from retired CE from our ISW. I'm very glad to introduce our sir.
Yes, request Professor Dr. Ramana Naik Garu.
Sir, మీ వాయిస్ వినపడలేదు సార్.
Can madam?
సార్ వాయిస్ వినపడుతుందా?
Okay.
Sir, Narasimha sir was SSC from in
Increase the volume,
1972.
Madam.
Sir,
Increase the volume of your mobile.
Mobile volume, madam.
sir, full sir volume. Sir, okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, Ramna sir will continue, sir.
Okay. Carry it.
Professor Nasrao Garu, FIE, Education is Board of Secondary Education from Hyderabad, year of 1976, and Board of Intermediate 1978. And Usmania B Civil from Usmania University in 1983, and MES Civil from Roorkee, University of Roorkee in 1984. With experience assistant professor in 1983 from Mukhanja College of Engineering Technology, Hyderabad, and engineer in 1984-85, Airport Authority of India, Palam Airport, New Delhi, and Chief Engineering INCD Department, Hyderabad, Telangana, joined Irrigation and CAD Department 1986, worked as various positions in the Department of, and retired as Chief Engineer, ISAWR, in May 2020. Exposure to the computer languages and packages, the languages for Pascal C, Pascal IRDC, GAC packages, OMSS, and GISs. Summary of experience, career objective seeking authority, environment, and where my knowledge and experience can be shared, would be like to transfer to the engineering fraternity. And Sir has a lot of experience, particularly in Delhi, SNWR, involved in development of the software programs, Pascal language for the design of irrigation. Involved in the preparation of the spillway gates, operation schedule for the lower Maneri Dam, and also restoration using the multi-reservoir and model simulation of the Sriram Sagar project on Godavari River. Involved the preparation of EIA and EMP report, a major irrigation project for getting the environmental clearance from Government of India. It's a great environment cleaning process from Central, not so easy. When Sar was the chief engineer, we did a lot of from particularly CWC, MOWR, associated with the sediment estimation of major projects using remote sensing techniques. Associated with mainly with the existing prestigious Kaleshwaram project, longest irrigation tunnel of Srisailam left bank canal scheme, and moderation of Nagarjuna Sagar projects. Engaged in MIS and GIS packages for operation in a maintenance of irrigation projects. Present number of papers and national level workshops and seminars on various aspects of irrigation management, and Sir authored 3 books in interstate water disputes of agriculture, number 1, book of interstate water disputes in international outlook, number 2, on review of the Indian reverse water sharing agreements in 2020, significance of agriculture aspects in water disputes in 2020. It's a great pleasure that we have provided Bhakti. Thanks to Chairman Hannah. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Ramana Nayak Garu. So now I request our keynote speaker, Engineer S. Narasimha Rao Garu, present his talk. Sir.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Respected Venkat Subbiah Garu, Sitaram Babu Garu, Venkatesham Garu, Ramana Nayak, Narmada Garu, Indrasen Reddy Garu, and the other dignitaries here on the dais, and reputed engineers who are on the line online, like Brahma Reddy Garu, IVS and Raju Garu, and other members. It's a really great pleasure to be once again associated with the Institute of Engineers on to listen to page homage, pay his respects to Dr. Murray Garu on his birthday. Thank you very much. And regarding this, Dr. Murray Garu, we all know that he has contributed a lot in irrigation department, from where I also worked and put up my service of 35 years with the government of Andhra Pradesh and government of Telangana. And we have continued the legacy of Dr. Murray Garu to some extent in the department, in presenting the papers and publishing the books also as well. Thank you once again. And today I like to speak on the importance of water resources for Telangana. As you all know, the topic itself is water resources for Telangana and needed prioritization for higher returns, right? The water resources is now, everyone knows that it is a scarce commodity nowadays. Now wars are going on for the waters. Water disputes are prolonged for decades for its settlements. Such a complicated issue is a water one, and water resources available to Telangana. If you look at Telangana being a new state in the Union of India, has got its existence after a long struggle for water as well. This in Telangana, if you look at the geography and all these things, it is blessed with two big, mighty South Indian rivers, namely Godavari and Krishna. Even though we are blessed with two mighty reservoirs, we have the limitations. That is the reason why the people, the inhabitants of Telangana, struggled for water for last many decades. Many attempts were made to provide irrigation in the Telangana area wherever possible with the technologies available in those days, mainly by gravity irrigation. But now the time has changed. Now the introduction of the pumps in irrigation system on major scales. Now all you might have heard about Bahubali pumps working in Kaleshwaram as well as Palamur Rangareddy lift irrigation schemes. Once the introduction of these mighty pumps made irrigation little bit easier, in particularly for Telangana command areas. The lands, even though if you look at the topography of the Telangana, in that 44% of land is under Krishna Basin and 50% is in Telangana Basin. We have to work with the waters of Krishna and Godavari rivers for the development and the higher returns in the Telangana. And we all know that if we look at the Krishna Basin, the major districts, namely, which are adjacent to River Krishna, namely Mahbubnagar and Nalgonda districts, both mainly they are totally in basin of Krishna Basin, they are suffering a lot. If you look at Mahbubnagar district, the migration of the people because of uneconomical irrigation in Mahbubnagar district. Mahbubnagar district does not have any irrigation facilities, irrigated agriculture in the district, even though it has a major area of 35 lakh hectares of cultivable command area for irrigation. So that's the problem of Mahbubnagar district. And if we look at Nalgonda district suffered with fluorosis, which needs maximum water. But both the districts were suffering for last 6 decades, at least mainly 6 decades or 10 decades with these problems. So now it is high time these problems can be tackled only with irrigation waters and water resources available for the states. And if you look at Godavari, the hydrology of Godavari and Krishna is so peculiar and unique that they are totally 100%, 180 degrees away. One, Krishna River, if you look at Krishna River, water available is in the head reach and in the tail end reach, where the tail end states, namely Telangana and state of Andhra Pradesh, both the states are there, they have the water deficit areas. If you look at Godavari, the upper areas, head reaches are water scarce areas and downstream areas are water yielding areas. 80% of the total Krishna yield is available in the top 20% of the catchment area. And similarly, top 80% of the Godavari yield is available in the Bharat. With that situation, the development in Telangana is very, very difficult. Here, that if you look at the land holdings, 90% of the farmers are marginal farmers, having only 1 to 2 hectares, where the agriculture practice is uneconomical if it is rain-fed. So in that situation, the importance of water resources is more prominent, more important for the state of Telangana. If you look at this land position is like that, and if you look at the land, the variation is, if you look at Krishna River, it varies from 200 meters to 600 meters. Lift is required. If you look at Godavari, there it is 60 meters to 600 meters. So only the lift only can save the state. With that, even for the utilization of water is also, it is very highly costly affair. Lifting of the water, we all know that what is the electricity expenditure of Kaleshwaram or what is the electricity expenditure of Palamur Rangareddy. It is heavily loaded one. So in these circumstances, the water, first getting water itself is difficult. And if you look at water availability is there, even the reach wise, if you look at the reach wise availability is also I told, particularly below Krishna River enters Telangana at Jural, upstream of Jural, at the confluence of Bhima River. So from Bhima to Tungabhadra and below, the self-yield is very less. If you look at self-yield of Krishna command, it is hardly 240 TMC. So, but this sort of water issues were there, water problems were there even in the British era. In British India also water problems were there. They considered many projects, and the water disputes were there. Water commissions were held, were constituted. So finally, after independence, the Bachawa Tribunal has given allocated water to the core-riparian states of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra. As well Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra. So to the extent of 811 TMC to as well state of Andhra Pradesh. In that one, even after that award was also applicable and effective only after 2000 year. After 2000 ever, it has to be reconsidered, reviewed. So in the history of free India, the review of a tribunal award is also a new thing. First, the decisions by the tribunals itself is difficult. First tribunal has given the award and it has to be revised by the second tribunal. That functioning is not anywhere specified worldwide. No second tribunals were constituted. So this tribunal has a major task of how to again review the already allocated water. And at that time, Bachao was awarded water to as well Telangana. This new tribunal constituted under Bijesh Kumar has to bifurcate water between these two states also. That again is a bit complicated. As you all know, for water there are many wars. Water distribution and adjudication of water disputes is really a challenging one. Even the second tribunal, which was constituted in 2004, could not give final report till now. But even that submitted its final report, it was challenged, it has to be revised, again it has to resubmit it, but the further references were given and it is going on, the issue is there. But shall we continue with this sort of disputes only? All water disputes can be adjudicated by the tribunals as well as by the agreements. Here the wisdom should prevail upon the political system of both the states
to come together and sit together and at least come with an agreement to at least use the allocated waters. Why the allocation? Without allocation, being the water, it is a state subject. There the central role does not exist. Does not exist. But the problem comes when it has to get the loans. If the state, for any irrigation projects, to complete irrigation project, you need the lakhs of crores of rupees. That much financing by state itself is a major task. It is not possible at all. Mostly we have to get some assistances. For assistance, they need the clearances. For the clearances, you need the allocations. There the importance of tribunals will come into the picture. The availability is a very, very important factor. The tribunal issues are India to Baltic. Even if you look at Krishna Basin, Krishna water is okay, 299. Okay, we will be happy with 299. Well, that is use of water. In this one, what happens? There are many information regarding this tribunal awards. Everyone should know that Krishna award, when we talk about Krishna award, you will see that Nagarjuna Sagar is having 281 TMC, Tungabhadra is having some 50 TMC, Jurala is having some TMC, KC Canal is having some TMC, Prakasham Delta is having some TMC like that. But even though that is mentioned in the report, that was challenged by the state of Karnataka in the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Finally, they said that what project specification allocations are not made. So now the major task is now project specification has to be made by the new tribunal. That is the issue as far as Krishna is concerned. If you look at the Godavari water, Godavari award was also given by the Bachawat in 1975. The wording is totally different from what he has given for the Krishna Tribunal, Krishna River. In Krishna Tribunal, he quantified the water, saying that 2130 TMCs for this case, it is available in the Krishna River. But when he came to Godavari River, he said that he neither quantified it nor anything. He has given qualitative agreement. He has not qualitative judgment. How he has given judgment? He has not given judgment. All the core riparian states have come with an agreements, and agreements they have submitted to the tribunal, and the tribunal stamped it. So literally there was no technical aspect involved by the tribunal in adjudicating the water disputes. So the judiciary, which given award, the technical aspects was not included in the award. That became a major problem. Neither they have quantified water in Krishna, Godavari, nor any water to any core riparian states. They have given peculiar words, said all waters. That words they have taken it from whatever there in the Indus River, Indus Basin. In earlier basin, they said the all waters. Same wording he has taken and given in the award. So that all waters also become a major issue. All waters means again, water law is such a complicated one. When in evaluation of water law, what happened? First one doctrine of what you call a uncivilized one. Say that whatever water is available in my land, I am the owner of it. I won't give a single drop of water to anyone. That sort of theories were there in the earlier days. When in United States, then a water dispute occurred between United States and Mexico. That sort of rules were there. Say that America said that, United States that water, being the upper riparian state, water availability in America will be Americans. So after some time, when the issue came on the river coming from Canada, if the same rule is applied, America won't get water. Then they realized the lacuna, the problems in the law. So they said that there should not be the civilized way of distribution of water. We should see the river regime, minimum river flows. These all concepts have come up and they have revised that theory. Finally, with all this evolution, what finally the World Forum has decided, one should have an equitable water to the core riparian state. That is the main theme of any tribunal. Any tribunal has to adjudicate water in an equitable manner. That each block should get its due share. The due share, what is the due share? Again, it's a question mark. It depends on your catchment, your availability, your dependence, your habits, your things, everything you have to look into it. So that list involves so many parameters. It is exhaustive one. So whatever best is possible, take it up and adjudicate the matter. In that way, the water law, evolution of water law becomes so complicated, and adjudication before tribunal is highly complicated. So in that way, the issues will come up before the tribunal, and finally in Godavari, neither quantification is done, nothing is done. But finally, as a model practice clearance in the Central Water Commission, they say that they will give 75% dependability. That means at least whatever the project is proposed and accepted, sanctioned, at least it should be successful 3 out of 4 years. That is the 75% dependability, at least it should be ensured. That sort of concept was adopted in the tribunals, and they have worked out 75% dependability. In that way, they started 75 dependability and starting giving clearances to various projects on Godavari also. In this way, the tribunal issues, the water issues, all the came. And once the issues have come up, all the states have their own hotbug. Even at the Bachava tribunal, state of Karnataka tried it at the decision. Because they thought that they didn't get the equitable share. Here, after that, not only the dispute is between this Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Telangana and state of Andhra Pradesh. The same issue everyone might have heard about Kaveri disputes between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, Mettur Dam, Sri Krishna Sagar. So many issues were there. Even if you look at the Ravi Bias Tribunal, Punjab government has passed an ordinance to block the tribunal awards. That sort of interferences will come into the tribunal functionings. So many these sort of issues were there. And if you look at the prioritization being this complicated one, if you look at just I will come into figure. If you look at the equitable, if you look at this, both the states, the state of Telangana and if you come to state of Telangana in Krishna waters, 299 TMC is the utilization out of 811 TMC awarded by the Bachava tribunal. So they said that at the time of bifurcation, what is the utilization of Telangana is 299. What is the utilization in the coastal area and Rayalaseema is 512. They said that this is a utilization, let us have that one first to begin with. But that is only understanding. These figures will not be accepted in the court. These agreements, if it is agreement agreed between the state governments, and if it is endorsed by the tribunal, then it is the final order. That is not done. It is only that it's temporarily for this water year only we'll agree with this. In that way, and when we work out, the problem is at the time of Bachawal, what happened? Existing users were taken into consideration. Because when the dispute comes, they said that whatever projects is there, whatever utilization is there, let us protect the existing users, whatever it is there. That was the main concern in those days. So they protected the existing users. That itself became 1700 TMs out of 2000 TMs. Protection itself only. Remaining even only 300 TMs. For 300 TMC, 3 states tried like anything. So again, the allocation at that time, because already got a line share in the 1600, the state of the western state of Andhra Pradesh got only 50 TMs. So that's a part of adjudication. So with this 299, now we have to serve the basin area in that one. These issues with that, then the equitable on basis, if we work out that ratio 299 to 512, it will get reversed. But already allocated and under use. Now the next review tribunal, how it acts on that? But there are some instances in Kaveri tribunal and some other tribunals. What happened is, now water is scarce. Now we cannot produce water. Now what we should do? We should wisely think of that and cut down the luxury available in the agriculture. For example, if you look at, I will give one example. If you look at Maharashtra, they have allocated 585 TMC. 585 TMC, there 70-80% of the water will be consumed by the sugarcane crops there. They have, and on that is only a 3% or 4% of the area. That even if you take 5% or 10%, remaining 90% of the area doesn't get water. You will find all Usmanabad, Latur, Solapur like that area. Drought, even they don't get drinking water. We have to send water by the rain. That is that unscientific use of water. So at least now it is now 60 years of independent 100. Now we have free India for so many years. We have civilized, more educated. We are having more data with us. We are having more technology with us. Now analysis make proper analysis and use appropriately, scientifically, cut down that sugarcane area and provide minimum area, minimum crop, fodder crop in this other remaining area. That is a wise thing. That was done by the Kaveri Tribunal. When the issue came up before Kaveri Tribunal said that Rabi paddy should not be allowed. It should be more water, it consumes more water. Please give the Kharif paddy. But in Rabi also paddy, it is a luxury for the people. Other people are starving, other people are demanding water. As a wise man, we should cut down that judiciary has taken wise decision to cut down the luxury of water available in Kaveri basin. In the same, it's not only luxury part. If you look at in those days, the water allocation was made by the Bachawa Tribunal in 1975 with the data available in 1965. In those days, agriculture was not that rich. So in those days, how they calculated the crop water requirement? In my paddy field, we put 1 feet of water. So we require 1 feet of water or 2 feet of water to make the assessment, and this is the water requirement. In those days, they have made that sort of requirements and they got sanctioned. Now we don't need that. Now we got the most latest technology of modified Penman method. Many FAO, Food and Agriculture, has come up with many agriculture formulas to find out the, now even we are having new technology like even drip and sprinkler in paddy. So many technologies have come up. So now the water requirement it should not be 1 feet. So now the review tribunal, if they use analyze properly, and they should restrict the water in those areas to that ETO values. So in that way, scientific approaches, if they come up, that will be more appropriate. That saves a lot of water already allocated. That water can be given to the starving areas. Maybe like Nalgonda people, where the people are immature, the premature old age, they are suffering with fluorosis. If you give 100 TMC of water in Nalgonda district, at least the fields will be cleaned.
Water.
Well, at least fields will be cleaned, the people will get drinking water, and fields will be, that fluoride content will be washed away, leached away. That sort of things we need. In these people are demanding for that. These sort of things one has to come up with this thing. So now, even besides that, if you look at in those earlier days, if you look at US, in 1960s, they used to have 70 to 80% of water consumption under food and non-food crops. Now that food crops usage has come down in US to 20%. Most of the US farm that they are having their horticultures and orchards, and they are using with sprinkler, and consumption of the water use is less, and they are using water for recreational purposes, power generation. They're being their humid nation, they need power, they demand for more. They concentrate for more. So even in our state, now people are asking for drinking water. Now, if you take any reservoir, any tank, we need a certain level of water for drinking purpose for the surrounding areas. So now the water has come down for irrigation. So these things, these priorities have come up, and net available for water for irrigation has come down drastically. This prioritization has come up. Even a prioritization, if you look at this water, in 900 TM, if you go back to Godavari, there 940 TMC rough estimated figure, they calculated one rough estimated figure of 1400 TMC to combined state of Andhra Pradesh. And out of that, 700 TMC, 950 TMC for state of Telangana usage. Out of 950 TMC, they said 700 TMC is under major projects. If we want to use 700 TMC and major projects, we are having now 3 major steps. One is now Kaleshwaram project. Kaleshwaram project is taking care the extent up to Sriram Sagar project. Now Sriram Sagar project is also become a part of Kaleshwaram project in drought situation. So if we want to utilize 700 TMC of project water in Godavari, in Telangana under 3 major projects, namely Kaleshwaram system 1, second is Devadula, third is Sitarama. So if you want to use out of 700 TMC, you need to use 350 TMC in Kaleshwaram. Otherwise, you cannot use 700 TMC. As now we are experiencing, 3,000 TMC of water will go into Bay of Bengal every year. That continues forever. Unless until you tap 350 TMC at Kaleshwaram or use upstream of Kaleshwaram. If a good year is there, you can use 100 TMC at Sriram Sagar project, 150 TMC are at Sriram Sagar project, 100 TMC from Sripada Ellampalli. If a drought year is there, water scarce year is there, all the water has to be lifted from Kaleshwaram projects and give it to Sriram Sagar project. So now the priority has come. We must plan to use 350 TMC just upstream of Kaleshwaram project at any cost. Otherwise, your water will go into the Bay of Bengal. And 150 TMC at least you must tap at Devadula. Earlier, there was a small pond was there. From pond, lifting water, hardly they used to lift only 10 TMC or 15 TMC in flood season. Remaining water, we are just letting it out into Bay of Bengal. So luckily, fortunately, now we got some Kamaka Saraka barrage. So at least we will have 300 days of water at the intake point. Take out, plan properly, prioritize properly, and try to use 150 TMC at least, and at least 100 TMC. Now we are having what Sitamma barrage at Dumugudam, 100 TMC at Sitarama lift irrigation project. If we prioritize like that and make appropriate plans only, we can utilize waters in Godavari. Because as the allocation in Krishna is only 299, this is hardly any dependable water to use in Telangana. So surplus water was there. Now even in Telangana, Krishna basin areas of at least 6 lakh acres, around 6 lakh acres or more than that, 6.5, with 173 TMC of Godavari water is planned. We have to get 173 TMC of Godavari waters to serve Krishna basin area. That such a long canals, in operation of so long canals, it's very difficult. So now at least Krishna basin, now their judicial use of Krishna water is important. Krishna water, luckily, fortunately, we have seen the Polavaram diversion coming up. Now the water from Polavaram 80 TMC minimum, even more than 120 TMC up to 120, more than 120 TMC also we can divert water into Krishna river just up at the Pulichintala project. Yes, let us make for Pulichintala and Prakasham Delta water rich. And from that, let us more water is there than required. If you look at Prakasham, if you look at the Prakasham Delta system, in those days we used to have 10 lakh acres. Now what happened? That our canals run full at Vijayawada, but will dry up at Tenali.
It's 60 kilometers.
Beyond Tenali, Avaligata, those areas, you won't get water, particularly critical stage of agriculture crops. So what they are doing? They are going for aqua farms, prawn culture develop. So the cultivable areas come down there. And even Delta, the area now, urbanization has come up. Urbanization has spread into the this command areas. So command area has come down there. Everywhere it has come down. So that water requirement available from Polavaram diversion and from the Munneru and Musi below Nagarjuna project is quite good quantity. That will be sufficient for requirements there, and you can plan for lifting it into the Nagarjuna right canal. That's why things have come up, proposed by WAPCOs also for the state of Andhra Pradesh. They are planning to construct the barrages upstream of Vaikuntapuram and lift the water into Krishna right bank canal and to serve the water. So in that way, judicial use there wherever possible, because we are having all semi-arid regions. So that sort of prioritization is required for both Godavari as well as Krishna rivers. Krishna rivers for effective use. Unless until if you all know, once operating Kaleshwar reservoir, and if you look at even Ayakat part also, in Krishna, you will have 40 lakh acres. In Godavari is also 45 lakh acres, 50 lakh acres. So the out of 50 lakh, 90 lakh acres, this 50 lakhs can be irrigated through Kaleshwaram system. So with Kaleshwaram system water available, water was delivered and irrigation was given for last couple of years, and you have seen what is the rice produce of Telangana. Even the produce is to such an extent that it has challenged the Punjab state.
95%.
Just giving water with only Kaleshwaram water. If similarly, if we plan properly and bring this Palamur Rangareddy, instead of letting water go waste, are luxuriously used. For example, in this in water law, there is one more aspect is also there. That is also justified. When the in-basin people are starving water, outside basin should not have the luxury of water. Yes, outside basin people can have water because they are also dependent, they are also enjoying water, they are also living on that water, using that water for last many decades. Definitely they can use it, that is legal. But not at the cost of inside basin. Anyway, whether it is Krishna, Godavari or Kaveri. Anyway, that is the rule is rule. So we should cut down the luxury and come to the scientific assessment. What is your available area? What is that? How much you require? We have agriculture scientists. What is your crop water requirement? And we'll plan it in more advanced technologies. And in this way, if we do, as in one agreement between the two chief ministers of both the states, there was one very good proposal. They said that we are having some 800 TMC here. There we are having 1400. 1400, 2200. We are having 22 districts. Let every district have 100 TMC. Or if you have more than 200-300 more, if any area convenient, let them let 150 TMC or 200 TMC. But at least let us ensure 100 TMC in every district. Whether it is Srikakulam or whether it is, if you look at Karnool, Adoni, Pattikonda, people are starving. Anandapur is there, but beyond that, because I worked in interstate area, one MLA, Masala Hiran of Adoni, he came for 5 schemes, bringing small minor tanks. They said that no water is available, no schemes will be sanctioned. People are starving, and their human trafficking is going on. People are that much poverty is there in those areas. Such as pathetic conditions in Urvakonda, Adoni, Pattikonda area is there. People are starving and we are helpless there. And being that K8 basin, Tungabhadra basin, it is a restricted basin. Some restrictions are imposed on that and utilization. So luckily, in overall concept, we have taken our engineers. They understood the problem and they said that okay, anyhow, water maybe they're not there, let us give. And we cleared those 5 schemes and helped Masala area to come up with the 5 small projects, minor irrigation projects.
Every time.
So that sort of issues will come up. These minor irrigation, now industrial needs are more now. Now, drinking water 40 TMC, 45 TMC is required. Industrial requirements 100 TMC are required. When we meet industrial requirement and drinking water requirement, being the priority one, now the water remained for irrigation is very less. Our command is available is there. And our farmers, we are agrarian economy, farmers are there, they are dependent on that. So if you don't provide water for farmers, their economical conditions, they won't get returns. And the dream of doubling the income of the farmers will be removed. So these are things are there. So here the wisdom of the scholars to come together and understand and work on prioritization. And I've seen in the prioritization also, just one more thing I want to say. For example, one project is at Palamur Rangareddy. We have constructed 3 major reservoirs. Every project will need at least 25, 30 years. This is a major work. It's not a simple work to be completed in 2 years or 3 years like that. It's a major irrigation project. It commands lakhs of acres. So even after constructing 3 reservoirs, we are not put to use. Just they are the ideal pieces. Why it should be like that? The linking is held up. Let us link to Yedula, Narlapurla to Yedula reservoir. That should be taken on priority at any cost. And immediately store water in Yedula reservoir and bring water to Vattam reservoir. And that canal systems are not there. At least whatever you have constructed, completed reservoirs must be filled with water. Just if you look at Malana Sagar or Vandapochamma or Ranganatha Sagar, just water is filled in these reservoirs and adjoining grounds where the ground levels have come up. And I have surprised just with the water of Mahatma Gandhi lift irrigation scheme. Hello. The water level in grey areas, Midgil Mandal, has come up. And where in those Midgil Mandals, there was restriction that you should not dig a borewell because already the groundwater table is much below. That has come up with just water, released water and excess water released. So once the water is stored in Sriranjanaya, Vattam, and this one last. This one more reservoir. At least the groundwater profile up to Jedshire in Mehboob district will be sufficient to at least for the farmers to get their crop. And I have seen, I'm fortunate enough to see people are growing paddy in May, in April, March, April. I have seen people are harvesting paddy in March, April with the NKLI water. And if you get the water of PRLAS, what will be the, just you can find one more Konasima here. So here the prioritization is required in irrigations. That should be done, and not only prioritization for the water, security is required. Those are all are surplus water. For the water security, one need to come with an agreements. If governments, political wisdom should prevail and come with agreement and said that whatever the drought prone areas, let that broad concepts of let the district, each district get 100 TMC. That's not a major overall. The only way we can get the water if we adopt, we cut down the luxury and have the scientific application of the water. And besides that, one more thing. Nowadays we are having this for Telangana, as well as for Telangana is a plateau area where you need to have a lifting problems. You need a power requirements. Power requirements is again a big issue. Most luckily, the government of India and worldwide also people are craving for the solar power generation. And solar power generation has increased in multifold. Earlier 30 megawatts, now gone to 3,000 megawatt, 4,000 megawatt like that. So now the stress is more on solar power panel generations. For that, again, if you want to have solar panel erections, land acquisition issues are coming up. So there is one scheme by the government of India to have these panels in the tanks and reservoirs. Floating panels. Floating panels are along the periphery you can have, install the panels. The peripheral length will be there. FTL buffer zones, now we call it as, now Hydra people are bringing out good terminology common, to common people. Buffer zones, right? Irrigation canal, we will say that our canal width. So much land is available with government. So these there, we need panels without any land acquisition issues. This not power, solar power generation or solar power generation definitely will cut down the cost in where the lifting is required. Lifting to at least 400 meters, 500 meters is required. In those, so these are prioritization we have to come up at a criminal level, at execution level, and in planning level. That's all. Besides that, one more last issue. Last issue, what I want to say is, even the political will, that we should aware of that political situation. Every government wants to give benefits within the 4 years. Their 5 years comes, in 3 years only they want to finish the job and they let the people enjoy that in 4th year, and in 5th year, let the jolly moods of the people come out for the voting. With that of attitudes, what happens in 3 years if we want to complete the irrigation project, how one can do it? That can be done only with taking high risk. One has to compromise to a greater extent in execution.
Second filing.
Ultimately, it leads to what happened in Kaleshwar. Sometimes it is not only Kaleshwar. Earlier, it happened in Veligodu, Penna Ahobilam, Kandaleru. When there is an urgency in irrigation works, the consolidation compaction may not be proper. The seepage will, even stored water will get empty due to the seepage and improper compaction and of the banks. So it happened in for last 4 or 5 decades. I have seen how many times they have grouted in Penna Hovilam reservoir, how many times they have done grouting in Kandaleru reservoir, how many times they have grouting that is done in Veligodu reservoir of Telangana section. Veligodu. Like that, many projects. Like that, many people have so many classics. But there also the political wisdom also should aware of these problems. Should come. These issues have to be tackled by the retired forums. Right here, we are free to talk. Here we have little liberty. At least little. I don't say that we are free or not, but we have some liberty. At least these forums, there we are working for the fraternity, engineering fraternity, our community, our inhabitants of the states. These messages, these things should be put in on priority, and in deriving more benefits and giving water to the people, either for betterment in their public life health, like fluorosis issues are there, so many issues are there, and financial issues. Thank you very much. If you are anything.
Thank you very much, sir. This is an excellent lecture, and you have enriched the knowledge about the water resources in Telangana and how we are not able to utilize them to the full extent because of the level difference. Always the lifting of the water is required, which consumes the power, and how it is not, it is injustice in allocating the water by the Bachawat tribunal also. In case of the Krishna, it is quantitative. Some numbers I have mentioned on the basis of the equilibration. And coming to the Godavari, nothing they said qualitatively, means and only peripherally they have touched and given the judgment which is not justifiable for our Telangana state. And also you said, sir, you explained very well about how efficiently we can use this water so that the wastage going to the Bay of Bengal can be reduced and the income of the Telangana people will reduce. And also you have touched one important topic, sir, the use of the non-conventional energy sources, particularly solar energy. Yes, that is very important, sir. Nowadays, now throughout India, it is about 100 gigawatts only. But by the year 2030, our government is planning to increase this capacity to 500 gigawatts, means 5 times within the period of 6 years. I think during that period, the solar power can be produced at a larger stage and used for the irrigation system and lifting system in Telangana and useful for our Telangana state. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
One small doubt to Dr. After this.
Now, this is the time to present awards and citations to the awardees. And this year we are going to award 2 eminent people, actually 1 per year, but last time it was not possible for us to give the award. That is why this time we are giving the awards for the years 2023 and also 2024. Now, first of all, for the year 2023, we are going to award engineer Tannir Venkatesham Garu, FIE, and past committee member, Joint Joint Secretary of our IEI. Now I request our keynote speaker, Engineer S. Narasimha Rao Garu, to felicitate Engineer T. Venkatesham. Yes. Yes, I request Naranda Garu to read out the citation.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to me to give the citation of Engineer T. Tannir Venkatesham, FI, Joint Honor Secretary. He is a highly accomplished engineer born in the Polumalla village, Surapeta district in 1959. His father's name is the late Sri Narsaya Garu and mother's name is the late Srimati Venkatama Garu. He obtained a Bachelor of Engineering BE Civil from Usmania University during the year 1980 to 1984. Engineer T. Venkatesham was an active student union leader and elected vice president and a president in the year 1983 to 1984, respectively. He is a good social activist. He is married Srimati Dr. Hemavati in 1986. Engineer T. Venkatesham Garu started his career as a lecturer and joined as assistant executive engineer in education department on 22nd January 1988. He notably served in the education department at Mallanpalli SLGC project, Durala project, board of the Pepper, Undavalli, Vikaramam and Hyderabad. As the associated leader, former engineers of the basis, achieved service standard, etc. Served as a fluoride affected Nalgonda as a superintendent of engineers, instrumental in grounding of the 6 reservoirs of a 25 years capacity. Ramaraju, Vijayasagar Rao, irrigation project, restored 1500 plus minor irrigation tanks in a mission Kakatiya in Rangareddy district, visited all district authorities. Under chairman of Telangana Engineers, State has committed 4 engineering departments as a chairman led from the forefront Telangana State member of the University College of Engineering, Alumni Association, Associate President of a tree, a nature oriented formally leaves all for one for all. He retired as a superintendent engineer on a 30th 2017. Opened as a commitment and extended his service for 1 year after retirement studies. Up to 30th June 2018. Engineer Venkatesham Garu as the president of the Telangana State Engineers Association 1992 to 2013. General Secretary and President, Hyderabad Engineers Association during the year 2013 to 2030 and a founder chairman Telangana Engineering Section from 2010 onwards. Engineer Venkatesham elected as a Institution of Engineers India Telangana State of the session 2023 and Jain Honors Telangana Secretary during the session 2021. Engineering Venkatesham Garu actually participated in the movement from the year 2010 to 2014 till Telangana form. Even after the retired, Engineer Venkateshwar Garu actively involved in FFP activities. He has a reputation in the outstanding as a professional and a societal activity, as well as work in the field of in memory of late Dr. John A. Murray, FI, former Chief Engineer, Major Irrigation and Affairs, General PWD and Institution of Engineers India, Telangana State Center hereby present the Best Engineer Award 2023 on today, 2024 on the of Dr. John Murray, third endowment lecture will Engineer T. Venkatesha FI, General Secretary, Tree and the Superintendent Engineer. It's a great opportunity to give the citation regarding our Engineer T. Venkatesha Garu. So thank you, sir. Chairman Garu.
Right, thank you. Thank you, sir. Professor Manojin Garu. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, sir. English right me. Subodh Garu, మీరు కూడా రండి. ఇది కూడా. తీసేయ్. ఏంటి సార్? సుబోధ్ గారు.
ఇవాళ చదివే మన కూడా చదివి. ఎవరు చదివారు? డాక్టర్ సార్, ఈ టాయిలెట్ కోచ్ కొద్దిగా బ్యాక్ రానా? కొంచెం బ్యాక్. ఇప్పుడు వెంకటేశ్వర తెలుగు జానమర్ రేపు సమకాలిక జానమర్ సార్ అటుకోవాలి మాకేది
రైట్.
అడిగాను తక్కువైపోయారు. టీచర్ తక్కువ కంగ్రాచులేషన్.
Right, sir.
ప్రాక్టికల్ జానమర్
Yes, sir. Yes, now I request Engineer Narmada Garu to read the citation of Dr. V. Venkateshwar.
It's my proud privilege to regional center present Vesta Venkateshwar Garu citation. Dr. Vesta Venkateshwar FI obtained BTech in 1989 in Electronics and Communication Engineering. MTech in 1994, PhD from JNTU, Hyderabad. He has a rich experience of 33 years and worked in prestigious engineering colleges. He is fellow of Institution of Engineers. He has 30 papers published in international and national journals and conferences and listed in IEEE conference proceedings and Scopus Index journal. He conducted design of small satellites in association with Engineering Staff College of India and the Institution of Engineers, played key role in two research-based labs with HFSS software and Texas Instruments based innovation center in the field of Internet of Things and embedded systems. He established industrial interaction and consultancy with Navstar integrated systems and big technologies. He guided a project which bagged 17 lakh prize money in international hackathon for the Asian region. He was given Academic Excellency Award in G. Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science for Women, Hyderabad. He has authored 3 research-based books and 2 lab primers. He has 3 patents filed and 1 patent granted. He got the sanction of 33 lakh for AICT for the state-of-art technology-based labs equipment such as 5G. He established EC department as a coordinating center for the outreach program under IIRS of ISRO and also for National Atmospheric Research Labs. He taught courses to Wipro and Virtusa employees. Currently, he is guiding one research scholar. He is a Board of Studies Chairman of ECE Department GNITS for the past 6 years. Currently, he is a professor and dean, alumni relations and higher education in GNITS. He was a convener for 9 AICT, NIT, JNTUH sponsored conferences and workshops, and resource person for various workshops. Obtained proficiency course in transputers, parallel processors for IISc Bangalore in 1996. He has inspired students both as placement officer and also as head of the department. His students are occupying the key positions such as IAS, IPS, IRS, IES officers, vice presidents of MNCs, entrepreneurs, startup founders, etc. In recognition to his outstanding contribution in professional and academic, as well in the field of electronics and communication engineering, in the memory of late Dr. John A. Murray, FI, former Chief Engineer, Major Irrigation and General PWD, and the Institution of Engineers India, Telangana State Center, hereby present the Best Academician Award 2023 on 16th October 2024 on the occasion of Dr. John A. Murray Third Endowment Lecture to Dr. Besta Venkateshlu FIE, Professor and Dean, G. Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science for Women, Hyderabad. Put your hands together to welcome Besta Venkateshlu Garu for the felicitation.
Congratulations, sir.
రండి శుభ గారు రండి. సార్ ముందుకు షాలు వస్తారు. సార్
Citation. Yes, sir. Fundamental.
శ్రీనివాస్
రెగ్యులర్ వస్తున్నది మీ స్పీడ్ అవుతున్నారు.
కమలా సార్ ఎవరు తీస్తున్నారు?
Congrats, sir. So my department members are joining.
Congratulations. Sir, both award winners photographs.
Yes, sir. Yes, రండి. మీరు సార్ అది తీసుకున్న అవార్డు మీరు ఒకటే ఇది ఇద్దరు కప్పుకోండి ఒకటి.
And a good delivery lecture by our Kasura Garu, eminent engineer and great.
చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేటివ్.
వాతావరణ పరిస్థితులు
ఎక్కడ ఆపకుండా చెప్పారు.
ఇంకా చాలా
20% ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది, 80% ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది?
అది అమెరికా కెనడా నుంచి ఇక్కడ వచ్చింది. So now this is the time for response from awardees. First I request Engineer T. Venkatesham Garu to respond briefly. So 1 or 2 minutes. కూర్చోండి. 1 or 2 minutes.
అన్న ఊరిపెడితే గంట చెప్తారు.
ఛాన్స్
చేసారి
టైం అవుతుంది.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ టు ఆల్ మై డియర్ ఐఏ మెంబర్స్. ఈరోజు నాకు చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది. ముఖ్యంగా మన ఐఏ తెలంగాణ చైర్మన్ ప్రొఫెసర్ వెంకట సుబ్బయ్య గారికి, మరియు సెక్రటరీ ప్రొఫెసర్ సీతారాం బాబు గారు, వాళ్ళ కమిటీ మెంబర్లు, తమ్ముడు రమణ నాయక్, తర్వాత అందరికి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినటువంటి మా ఢిల్లీ శేఖర్ రెడ్డి గారు, తర్వాత ఈనాటి నాకు
సంతోష్
అవార్డు గ్రహీత
శ్రీనివాస్.
ప్రొఫెసర్ వెంకటేశ్వర గారు, తర్వాత ఇంద్రసేనారెడ్డి, నర్మదా, పేరు ఇంకా
ప్రొఫెసర్ మొహిద్దీన్.
ప్రొఫెసర్ మొహిద్దీన్ డైనమిక్. తర్వాత నాకు ఇంకా ఎంతో ఆనందం ఉందంటే డాక్టర్ మా జాన్ మురే పేరు మీద నేను అవార్డు తీసుకున్నాం. వారి అల్లుడు వారు కూడా డాక్టరే. చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. నిజంగా నన్ను వారి అవార్డుకి నన్ను సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్న మరొకసారి మన ఐఈఐ తెలంగాణ చాప్టర్ కి ఐఎమ్ వెరీ థ్యాంక్ఫుల్. ఎందుకంటే నేను ఎన్నో మీటింగ్లలో ఎన్నో సన్మానాలు పొందిన కానీ నా సొంత ఇంట్లో సన్మానం పొందినట్టు ఇక్కడ అదే చెప్పారు నాకు. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ సొంత ఇల్లు, మనం ఎంత లీడర్ అయినా సొంత గ్రామానికి వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళు సత్కరిస్తే ఎట్లంత ఫీలింగ్ ఉందో నాకు ఐఈఐ కూడా సొంత ఇల్లు లాంటిది. సో నన్ను సెలెక్ట్ చేసినందుకు ముఖ్యంగా మీ బృందానికి మరొకసారి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసి థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, Anna Venkatesham garu. Now I request Professor B. Venkateshwar garu to respond.
President of IEC Venkat Subaya garu, our keynote speaker Sri S. Narasimha Rao garu, and Sitaram Babu garu sir, and all the Sir Tanneeru Venkatesham garu, and the rest of the dignitaries. ఇవాళ చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. అండ్ ఈ అవార్డు ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత బాధ్యత పెరిగి ఇంకా చాలా చాలా చేయాలి, ఏదో ఒక రకంగా ఉపయోగపడాలి. అండ్ స్టూడెంట్ కమ్యూనిటీని ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీర్స్ కి అటాచ్ చేసి న్యూ థింగ్స్ అండ్ ఎక్కడ చూసినా మనందరికీ తెలుసు ఏఐఎంఎల్ తో ముడిపడిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు ప్రపంచం. కాకపోతే ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఏ స్పెసిఫిక్ అప్లికేషన్ ఫర్ ఓన్లీ సిఎస్సి స్టూడెంట్స్. Every field now is using AIML, and that's where we all have to learn and apply it, implement it in every field now. So adokkati samajanlo vellatam ledu. AIML has become specific area, but that's being used now in abroad everywhere. So we also have to use, and that's what is happening already. Most of the applications are using and saving power. That's much more like even cameras that we instill CCTVs, only motion movement recording they are doing, while they are saving a lot of memory by that. Even ACs they are doing in fridges, and only when humans are there it will start cooling up, otherwise it will start going minimum mode. These are all again AI based. So every field involves AI and ML, so is that we will. And అసలు ఈ అవార్డుకి నన్ను ఎంపిక చేసినందుకు ఐఏఐకి చాలా చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు. చాలా పెద్దది బాధ్యత. మేబీ ఐ మే నాట్ డిజర్వ్ దాట్, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ అండ్ గివెన్ us that. I am very thankful to you, sir. Naik sir అయితే చాలా సార్లు కలిసాను. Thank you so much, sir. Met you and your name everywhere is there.
Right. Thank you, sir.
మర్చిపోయినా మనకు ఈ గూగుల్ మీట్ సమావేశానికి ముఖ్యంగా మనం మర్చిపోయింది సారీ, అమెరికా నుంచి కూడా ఒక ఇద్దరు వ్యక్తులు మన పాస్ బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి గారు, మా సీనియర్ కొలీగ్, మా సీనియర్ మసూర్ రెడ్డి గారికి, అదేవిధంగా ప్రత్యక్షంగా రావాలని ఉన్నా కొన్ని అనివార్యంగా రాలేకపోయినా జూమ్ పాల్గొన్నటువంటి అందరికీ, మా ప్రెసిడెంట్ శ్యామ్ ప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారు, అందరు ట్రీ మెంబర్స్, సీనియర్ దేశ్ పాండే, ఎంత ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా, ఖగేందర్, రామ చక్రధర్, నా తెలంగాణ జేఏసీ లీడర్లకి, సో నా సైటిస్ట్ మా తమ్ముడు మోహిత్ ప్రత్యేకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు తీసుకుంటూ
Right, thank you. Now I request Dr. Subodh garu to respond in this event.
Family member.
Yes.
Doctor became engineer.
Respected President Sir Dr. Venkat Subaya garu and all the other dignitaries, Dr. Mr. Narasimha Rao garu for endowment lecture. I'm sorry. Thank you. It's a privilege to be invited here by you and giving me this honor to present the bouquets and the awards. Thank you so much. My wife is not well. She would have been very happy to
come here. In fact, she was in the hospital at 5 p.m., so she was not able to attend. Yeah, I could represent the family. All other family members are not here at all. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So now I request Srin Muregaru to respond on this event you present online. Madam, Srin Garu. ఉన్నారు ఇంతకుముందు ఉన్నారు లేదా
not there. Oh, no, she's there. Sharin Mose.
షిరిన్ మురే గారు ప్లీజ్ రెస్పాండ్. ఓకే సో నౌ ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ డాక్టర్ కె సీతారాం బాబు గారు ఆనరరీ సెక్రటరీ.
Sir.
To propose a vote of thanks.
Before
Madam unmuted herself.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
Yes, madam. Yes, please.
you are able to hear?
Yes, madam.
We thank you all, the Institution of Engineers, officials and office bearers for organizing this function in honor of my father. Sorry I couldn't be there. It was very well organized and we congratulate the award winners and we are very happy that you could recognize their services to the engineering field.
Venkatesham.
Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your response, madam. Now I request Dr. K. Sitaram Babu garu to propose vote of thanks.
Before we go and comment the vote of thanks, I request the chairman, all the dignitaries here, to facilitate our suggest.
Great picture. When Ratnagaru and Hanaset were asking, India I told you your name. Because today's topic. Randy, that's it. That's it, Randy.
Thank you very much, sir.
Not
Excellent speech you have given, sir.
Very good presentation.
Thank you. Yes.
That's Sandra. So congrats once again.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Sitaram Babu, sir. Sitaram Babu, sir.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत